Hello, Hillary Raven Porter here on the Batikotaka Astral Shaman and Tamiya Starseed Oracle. Today's the 15th of November. I just got off a call. The first and third Wednesday of every month, I do esoteric story time, and we're currently reading through Creating Money and Attracting Abundance. And I was prompted to, and whenever you say prompted to, guided to, called to, there's that like sense inside where like this is the thing that needs to happen. And to record a little frequency report about kind of like what's going on in the collective, for the collective, what's being felt, what I'm seeing, what I'm being seen, what I'm seeing with people over the last little bit. And today it kind of came to ahead, right? Came to a little bit of a culmination of a very like, this is really intense. And there was a comment from a very special being when I asked how they were, that said that they woke up feeling like impending doom. And that's that sense, when you wake up and you're just like, it's literally impending doom. It's like something's going to happen. Something is happening. I don't know what it is. And there's nothing happening directly in your life that feels, or that you can pinpoint what that impending doom is. It can feel like loss. It can feel like misdirection. It can feel like no direction, right? It can literally feel like you don't know what's going on, where you're going. It kind of feels very nebulous, but not in the expanded consciousness sound bath nebulous where you're just like, oh, this is beautiful. It's more just like extreme, overwhelming. That's been part of that sense, that experience that has been collectively, that I've been noticing in lots of people, is that sense of overwhelm. And everybody's experience with that overwhelm is different. There's so many daily life things, but then there's that, and then there's the collective frequency on top of that, which then leads to that. So even when you have all those little things and the daily things tied up, you're like, it just feels like there's so much. Unless I'm just like meditating, laying in bed, reading a book, like not doing, it feels like so much. Even like apparently I'm saying like a lot for this one, that's okay. Even the feeding self, taking care of self, it all feels like too much. And there's this too much happening here within our own realm, but here as well as in the collective. And it can be hard to tell, is this mine or is this not mine? And then during these moments, there's that knee-jerk reaction of, or that like, I have to do something because of this overwhelm. But the thing is, part of that overwhelm is from the doing. I need to do something. I need to create something. Something needs to happen. I need to go in this direction. And it can be almost that escape, right? I feel this, so I'm going to go do this, and it's escaping this, but it's not actually helping this. It's not actually changing this being the overwhelm, the impending sense of doom, right? It's just avoiding. But it doesn't mean you have to turn around and look directly at it. These are very key moments. To just be. Be in silence, be still, and wait. But you're not even waiting, because waiting has that sense of grasping. I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting because something's coming. I'm waiting. No, not waiting, being. There's also this big sense of longing and missing that comes with that overwhelm. But what are we longing and missing? Maybe we're longing and missing for someone. Maybe we're longing and missing for someone we know. It's been too long since you've seen them, been in their presence, talked to them. Maybe it's a missing and longing for someone you don't know consciously here, or that you have met consciously here, but you know them. Maybe it's an experience you're missing. Maybe it's a sense of home that you're missing and you're longing for. Heareth, I think, is the word for that. Maybe it's a planet. Maybe it's a way of moving, of being. Maybe it's a piece of you that you are missing from even this lifetime. Kind of might seem like a silly example, but it's not. I found a pair of pants recently that reflect pants that I used to wear, like the shape of pants that I used to wear when I was in my late teens, early 20s. And they just fit my figure really well. But I haven't owned a pair of pants like that in a long time. And then I found a pair and I put them on and I was like, oh, right? They're in the style that I wear now, color and all that other stuff, material and all of that. But they're the shape that has always felt like when I put them on, oh, this feels so good, right? So small things all the way from that, all the way up until the actions that we're taking, because all the small things build up. So sit, be still, amplify the silence, and this is where the clarity comes. This is where the can come. This is also the time for deep, deep heart work and nourishment. And that there's just a couple things, some keys. On the herbal realm, there's rose. Yes, there's rose, but rose, we need like deep all the way in. So the heart, in traditional Chinese medicine, there's like 4 layers. The fire element, the heart's fire element. We have the heart, they're the emperor. And then there's 3 other layers around the heart. There's a small intestine. We'll go into that in a sec. There's Jiao, and then there's the triple burner. Sorry, triple burner is Jiao. Or there's the pericardium. Yeah. So these are the energetic frequencies that respond to the fire element that also help support the heart. So the heart's the emperor. So the heart's in the middle being protected by these other 3 layers. Why is it needing so much protection? Because if the heart's damaged, like the actual heart is damaged, that is some deep, deep damage. We need a heart. We need our physical heart. If the heart stops pumping, we don't live. If our heart frequency is diminished, we don't feel joy. We don't feel alive. So we right now, for all this state of overwhelm, impending doom, longing, need that deep heart support. This morning I got a lovely gift, a thank you gift, and it just filled my heart, of this beautifully, beautifully made cacao bar with pumpkin seed, butter, and maple syrup, and a couple other things, Rice Crisps, so good. Had the smallest piece, and my heart was feeling this longing this morning very, very intensely, this missing. And I had this piece, and it just flooded the love over me. So cacao goes all the way to this heart layer. Yeah. And you might think of rose when we think of the heart. The rose, think of the shape of the rose. It wraps the heart. So it's more of these outside spaces. But if you put heart with cacao, the cacao is going to take it directly in. See, that's even an amplified, right? That's where we layer these pieces together. And the heart is working more with the other layers, like the pericardium, the Jiao, the small intestine. So, small intestine. What? How does that relate? Small intestine is all about discernment. Think about what it does in our body. It separates the wheat from the chaff. It separates the stuff that we're like, keep this, get rid of that. Discerning what is good for us and what is beneficial for us and what is not. When our discernment's off, we can be welcoming in the things that aren't actually good for us. We're not able to actually figure out, is this good for me? Is this not good for me? Is this beneficial for my heart or is this not? Like there's that like fritzy anxiousness that has no real pinpoint. So we do need to nourish these other layers, but right now the call is for the deep, deep nourishing stuff. So we talked about the cacao. Then we have the Jiao, triple burner. That's the 3 layers, upper, middle, which is like our middle thoracic area, middle abdomen, and then our lower. And this is like the flow. And this is how we emanate this frequency, our energy out to other people. It's also how we receive, the give and take, right? The give and take. Are you sucking energy Are you allowing other people to suck your energy? Are you giving too much? Where's your boundary? Right? So these are protecting the heart. Then we have a pericardium. We actually have a physical pericardium as well. It's the main protector of the heart physically, but energetically, it's one of those layers. It's the protector. How are we being impacted by others' moods and energies? That's the pericardium. So as you can see, these are boundaries. All of these are boundaries. What are we taking in? What are we giving? What are we allowing in? Not even just taking in, but is everything too shimmery? And when there's this overwhelm, that can be a good indication that our boundaries are a little fuzzy, right? So when we sit in silence, we're able to get more clarity. Is this mine or is this the greater? So right now for this, the message is go to the deep, deep inner heart work. Like I said, cacao, if you want to amplify it and move it through the layers, we do want to look at rose. We do want to look at rosemary. Rosemary also can take it up and connect it into the divine space. But cacao, another way, if you don't have cacao or you cannot take cacao, is to surround yourself with the things that feel like home. What does that mean? A thing that feels like home is something that you know or gives you that sense that if you collapsed, if you fell, you would be caught and held. You'd not be allowed to. It's like that trust exercise, where it's like somebody stands in front of you, their face back to you, and they just fall backwards and they're trusting that you're going to catch them. That's the thing that feels like home because you know you will be caught. You know that you will be supported. You know that you will be held completely and just sinking in. I once got a hug at a Burn in the Forest event at a local Burning Man event. And this person they were the hug monkey. And you could pick from this list of hugs. And every time I think of what it feels like to be at home, to feel at home with an experience, a person, whatever that looks like, was this one hug. I can't remember what she called it, but you literally went up, you put your arms around them, and you just dropped. You just allowed your weight to let go, and they held you. And it doesn't sound profound. It is profound. I'm going to cry even thinking about this because it felt from a stranger. You're just completely trusting in this of being completely held and not allowed to fall. And then you just sank in. As long as you needed, they held you. That's what feeling at home feels like. So what are the things, gather those things around you that feel like home. Is it a book? Is it an experience? Is it an animal, a pet that you need more of? Is it a human? Is it a non-human? Are they tangible? Are they intangible? Do you need more time with somebody who's transitioned over and they're no longer in the physical form? Is it somebody from a home planet that you're missing? An experience from a home planet? How do you get to these spaces? Do you need more frequency bands? Do you need more somebody to help you with your astral traveling? Do you need to astral travel? Do you need to be surrounded by the things that remind you of this person to bring their energy? And do you need to call them in directly? What foods help you feel like home? What clothing feels like home? What sounds feel like home? All of those things that you trust in and that you feel like you can completely allow yourself to just be and release yourself into, fall back into. That is what is being called for now. Deep, deep heart. And then cacao. If you cannot ingest cacao for whatever reason, call in the spirit of cacao. Hold your cup of water or your cup of milky goodness or alternative milk, whatever you drink, and call in cacao into that container and then drink it. The spirit of cacao can come to you without having to ingest the actual particles of cacao. Yeah. Okay. That's all. Very good. So much love and it's wiggly. So much love and stardust to you. Okay. If you need me, I'm here.